What's up, guys? Welcome to the Chess Giants, your boy Solo. Today's video, the big news, right? Magnus Carlsen has officially walked away from World Chess Championship chess. Guys, this is big news in the chess community. He's won 5 of them up to this point, and this would have been his 6th going up yet again against Jan Nepomniachtchi, as he has just won the 2022 Candidates Tournament in pretty dominant fashion, actually. I think the big question is, okay, Carlsen, arguably the greatest player of all time, in my opinion, he's the greatest of all time, has just walked away. How should we feel about this? Well, I think all of us, to some extent are a little bit sad. It was fun watching him play in those matches all those years. He's really, been dominant, obviously. He hasn't lost a single match. Especially the last one. He beat Nepomniachtchi 7.5 to 3.5. At the same time, though, I'm happy for Carlsen. I am. I'm happy for him because I think that he's making the right decision for himself. If you followed him over these last 10 years, especially the last couple years, including this last match against Nepomniachtchi, it just seems as if he was more stressed out by it than enjoying it or seeing it as a fun challenge, right? He's complained about the time controls being too long, and it's hard to blame him. One of his games, his first one against Nepomniachtchi last year, went nearly 8 hours long. Guys, if you're playing an 8-hour chess game, I'm sorry, but that's just a really long time. At a certain point, it's probably not very exciting. And, I think Carlsen at this point is honestly just bored. It kind of reminds me of Michael Jordan back in the year of 93, right? He had just won 3 championships, and he decided to retire. Now, there's some that say that he was forced out. I don't believe that at all. I think that he did decide to retire. And obviously, there was a lot going on in his personal life. But that being said, he said he kind of reached the pinnacle, and he felt like he overcame the challenges that were in front of him. And, it was only a couple years later that he went, you know what? I'm gonna try to go back. There's guys like Jason Kidd and all these young players coming up. I'm gonna try to challenge myself and see if I can get back into basketball shape and win more championships. He saw a challenge in front of him and he saw something to prove. I don't think at this point Carlsen feels like he has anything to prove, and really he doesn't. He's been number 1 in the world for 11 years straight now, guys. For 11 years, he has not played a single game in which case he is the underdog. Every single game, the other person is lower rated. Just imagine that, right? Someone like me, or really any of us besides Carlsen at this point in the chess era, we'll face someone in over the board chess that's higher than us all the time. Carlsen has always had the pressure on him, and he's never had a game where he draws and that's somehow good, or that's somehow, oh my gosh, I drew a better player. He's been the best for over a decade easily, and really he's been going up against the same guys, right? He mentioned about Alireza, right? That he would enjoy playing a match against him. That's kind of similar to Jordan, right? Jordan wanted to get some new blood. He wanted to play some new people. Carlsen has been playing the same guys for over a decade now, right? This would be his second match against Nepomniachtchi. He's played Caruana plenty of times, right? The match, obviously, in which case they had 12 straight draws. But, he's been playing, Caruana for years. Nakamura's been in and out of the scene. There's just a lot of different guys, Aronian, etc., that, have really emerged and been at the top of the top. And, there is some younger talent like Alireza, but obviously Nepomniachtchi won the match. And, I just don't think Carlsen, was just wanting to come back and play the same person or play the same people again and again. And honestly, it's understandable. Some may think, wait, is Carlsen scared? Is he scared he's going to lose? I don't think he's scared. In all respect to Nepomniachtchi, Carlsen did win the match 7.5 to 3.5. I don't think he's scared of Nepomniachtchi. I don't think he's scared of anybody. Again, he's literally been number 1 every single month in the world for over 11 years now. So I don't think he's scared. I think he's bored. And, I think that he honestly just wants more of a challenge. I think that's what it is. He mentions the first world championship meant a lot to him, right? The first one meant a lot. The 5th one, not so much, right? He just didn't get much excitement out of it. It didn't feel like it meant a lot to him. And, guys, at the end of the day, chess is a game, right? Chess is a game. Obviously at that level, those guys are, playing to provide for themselves and make a living. Carlsen has done that. He's leveraged his platform very well, and he's made he's done a really great job for himself, creating influence and building a brand around his name and around his skills. But yeah, I just think he's bored. And I think one negative thing about this whole process is, just that the next world champion. We're gonna probably see Nepomniachtchi and Ding, right? Ding Liren go against each other. Whoever wins that match, I think a lot of people are gonna not see them as the actual world champion, right? I understand that argument a little bit. if you look at basketball, right? I mean, Michael Jordan left. He won 3 straight. He left. All of a sudden, the Houston Rockets won a couple of them. No one was saying, oh, the Houston Rockets aren't champions. But that being said, the Rockets is just a whole different thing, right? Because the Bulls did come back that year, but the Bulls didn't win. Of course, they didn't have Jordan, but basketball is not an individual sport like chess. So in chess, it's very individual. So when an individual walks away, I mean, that's kind of like the entire Bulls organization just walking away, which didn't happen. So it is a little bit different. I think that it might feel a little bit weird for quite a few years going forward, especially if Magnus Carlsen decides never to come back. The next 5 to 10 years, if Carlsen continues to be number one, and there's all these other world champions, I think a lot of times people won't really see them as the world champ. But that being said, I think we should. To be the world champ, you gotta do it, right? To be the world champ, you gotta go through the process. You gotta play the games. And I don't think that someone should be undermined for winning just because someone else decided not to participate, right? And that being said, I mean, Carlsen, this is much different than when Bobby Fischer decided to walk away from chess. When he was going to face Anatoly Karpov, which would have been by far his most challenging opponent, he decided to walk away. And, Fischer, in my opinion, getting a little bit off track here, but I mean, he made some very outrageous demands, in my opinion. And I really don't think that Fischer was the victim in that situation at all. I mean, he was, and I can make another video about that if you guys want, but in this case, Carlsen, he's not making any crazy statements. He just said, look, it doesn't mean as much as it used to. I think it's time for me to step away from World Chess Championship chess, and he's still going to play in tournaments. So we're still going to see a lot of Carlsen chess ahead of us, which I'm really happy about. I would definitely be a lot more disappointed if Carlsen just decided to retire. And look, if he did, I'd still be happy for him, because at the end of the day, it's his life. It's him who has to decide, hey, do I enjoy this, right? Do I enjoy playing, 5, 6, 7 hour long games potentially? Do I enjoy playing in tournaments? And he does, which, he's obviously something to watch. Again, in my opinion, the greatest player of all time. I think it would be really cool in the future. Let's say Carlsen plays another 5 or so years, and all of a sudden there's all this new talent coming up. If Carlsen comes back, right, he says, you know what, kind of like Jordan, right? In '96, Jordan says, yo, I'm back. I'm coming back. He literally says, I'm back. That's what Michael Jordan published. That was his letter to the fans. Literally 2 words. It'd be cool to see Carlsen come back and really be a challenger. And honestly, one of my subscribers kind of told me this, Carlsen might find it more exciting to be a challenger again, right? Kind of let go of the crown for a few years. All of a sudden, there's a really big challenge. Okay, let's go for it. Let's see what happens, right? So, that being said, I think the World Championship, let me know what you guys think about the format. I do think that 14 games is really long. I kind of like 12 a little bit more personally. I think that 14 just really adds a whole new element to things. And that being said, the time controls are really long too. I mean, I don't know how you guys would feel about this. I personally think that a World Championship match with different time controls all the way through would be very interesting. Like, let's just say the first 4 games, right? We got game 35, delay 10, the first 4 games. Now, that's quick, but okay, that's what it is, right? Games 5 through 8, all of a sudden, we're going to make a little switch, and we're going to have an hour and a half for each side. Delay 10, sudden death 30, whatever. You can do whatever you want with that. And then finally, the last 4 games can be very long. And I think that would make World Chess, World Chess Championship chess just much more exciting, right? We could do it the other way too. We could start out with 4 slow games, 4 kind of mid-timed games, and then the final 4 games could be like a rapid setting, right? So that's just an idea I have. But I do think that for the fans and for the players, for someone like Carlsen, it really does add that level of challenge, guys, to win a championship is hard in anything, right? To be the best at what you do, it's hard. To win something, it's hard. And that's what makes it meaningful, is that you had to put a lot of work in. I think at this point, Carlsen's been the best for so long, and he's just bored. He's bored. And he's not finding a lot of enjoyment out of it, right? So I have zero problem with Carlsen doing that. He's got to do what's best for him. Of course, us fans will miss him playing on that stage, but we're still going to see Carlsen, so I'm really excited about that. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of Carlsen's decision, if you think it's okay that he walked away or not. I personally, again, I don't see any problem with it. It's his life. He can do what he wants. And I honestly don't think that this hurts his legacy. Maybe a little bit, but at the same time, not really. I mean, he's won 5 of them. He's still going to continue playing chess. I mean, this is a lot different than Fischer, who just stopped playing chess altogether. He had only won 1 world championship. Carlsen has won 5. Fischer also made some crazy demands Carlsen hasn't made any demands to FIDE at all. He's just said, hey, I'm just not going to play, and I'll see you at tournaments. So, again, I don't really think this hurts his legacy all that much. At the moment, at least. I mean, you could argue, okay, if he keeps playing and he wins 10, 12, 14 championships, then, oh my gosh, he's the best ever. I already think he is, personally. I mean, 2882 peak rating. He's already hit the pinnacle, honestly. And if you look at his games and analyze them, I mean, he's the best. He's right there with everybody. So, yeah, I just, I'm excited to see him play in tournament chess. And, we'll see. I mean, maybe World Chess Championship chess could start to kind of change how it looks in the future. I mean, World Blitz chess, very exciting, right? It's extremely exciting. And really every, World Blitz chess, World Rapid chess, all that kind of stuff, a bunch of players come in. They invite all the top players. They come in and they do a championship. And I wonder I'm kind of just throwing out ideas at this point about the World Championship. But I mean, if you look back to really how it started up all the way till now in chess, I mean, you have the champion and then you have a challenger. It's kind of like boxing in that way, right? What if chess kind of morphed more into an NFL or an NBA or an MLB setting where, okay, Carlsen won last year, but we're in the candidates and Carlsen's got to win again, right? I think that would make it a lot more interesting. And because in that sense, it's not just like everyone's fighting to play one person and then the two battle it out and that's the champion. It adds a lot more like, oh my gosh, anything can happen. If we got 20 guys or 10 guys even in a tournament, we could do 16 guys knockout style. We could do, just highest score wins, right? And I still think that Carlsen's going to take, 9 out of 10 of those chips every single time, but it would make it a lot more interesting. And for someone like Carlsen, he's getting new matchups every game. He's not playing the same guy, playing the same Marshall variation, playing the same Roy Lopez every single game, or the same Petrov against Caruana. He's not playing the same exact things every time. And for the fans, I mean, there could be 8 different games going on because there's 16 guys in this tournament, and we're seeing all these different openings, all this different theory. It's going to be harder for guys to prep against each other because all of a sudden it's not just, oh, I'm just prepping for Nepo. I'm prepping for a bunch of guys, right? So, anyways, just a couple ideas there. This isn't me blaming FIDE. This isn't FIDE's fault. I don't think that. I'm not saying that FIDE hasn't been politically motivated at times. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that I don't think Carlsen has any, at least verbally, he doesn't have any beef or anything like that, or any hard feelings towards FIDE. I think he's just tired, not tired, but just bored. Yeah, I don't think he's tired. I think he's more bored and just wanting more of a challenge and wanting more excitement. At the end of the day, guys, chess is a game. You got to have fun. If you're not having fun, I mean, why are you doing it, right? If you don't feel like you're accomplishing something, if you don't feel like there's a challenge in front of you that you're going to get some, personal fulfillment out of overcoming, why do it, right? So again, let me know down in the comment section below. I just threw a bunch of ideas out there. Let me know down in the comment section below how you feel about Carlsen walking away. If you hope he comes back, about the World Chess Championship format, if this hurts his legacy, all those things. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already on this channel. I'm doing a bunch of different stuff, chess opening theory. I'm going to start doing reaction videos, speed runs, all that kind of stuff. Whatever you guys want, any chess related content, I'm here. And I want to serve you guys as best I can. So as always, appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks.